Mina wewe tuweke issues mbele, tuweke Kenya mbele.
The law guides us in the use of technology in specific areas. Currently, we are using technology on voter registration. We're using technology in voter identification, and we are using technology in result management. I will go into some of the, so that I make it, I break it down, the meaning of some of the tools and kits that we are using and the processes. And in voter registration, we use a biometric voter registration, which we call the BVR. It's a kit that comprises a laptop, a fingerprint scanner, and a camera. It captures a voter's facial image, fingerprints, and civil data, or personally identifiable information, among other details. And what do we understand by biometric and alphanumeric details? Because we have spoken about this, but not very many people, I think, understand what that means. Biometric details are the individual's fingerprints and facial features, while alphanumeric details are the individual's personally identifiable information. These also include name, gender, identity, passport number, or identity card. And then we move into voter identification. After we have taken people's details in registration, these are the registrations that will be identified when people walk into the polling station to be identified and vote. Electronic voter identification involves the use of an individual's unique biometric and alphanumeric details to identify whether they are registered to vote. The details are then matched with the digital register of voters that is contained in a device known as the Kenya Integrated Elections Management System. The law required us to use the Kenya Integrated Election Management System. It integrates all the tools or the kits that we use for registration, for identification, and for result transmission. So what is this KIMS kit? A KIMS kit is a portable electronic device that is similar in build to a tablet. It comprises of a fingerprint scanner, a touch screen, an SD card, a camera for facial recognition, an inbuilt battery, and a charger. So what's the difference between a KIMS kit and a BVR, biometric voter registration kit? A BVR kit is used for registering voters, while a KIMS kit is used for identification. The KIMS kit contains the text of the entire country's register of voters, along with unique biometric and alphanumeric registration details of each voter. However, each KIMS kit brings up only the biometric and alphanumeric details of the voters registered in the specific polling station where the KIMS kit has been assigned. The KIMS kit primarily relies on fingerprints, which are a unique identifier, given that no two voters can share fingerprints. In cases where a voter's fingerprints are unavailable, keying in the voter's alphanumeric details into the KIMS kit brings out the facial image of the voter. And this is where we have had a bit of debate with some of our stakeholders. What is it that we require? What do we have to have? A register, a digital register, or we need to have a physical register? And in 2017, the appeal court had identified and instructed how we needed to walk through this during the voting process. That we will use the biometric, the digital register. And we will try to get the biometrics of the 10 fingers. Failure to that, then we will move to the individual's identity card. That is the fallback. And that is what now then will be considered as the complementary mechanism. Failure to that, then we will move to the KIMS. See if we can change the SD card and bring another KIMS kit. We did make it very clear to the country that IEBC is very prepared. We do understand that technology fails, but we have also taken a step to ensure that we have the kits, but we also have the fallback. The fallback are 6 KIMS kits per ward. A ward is the smallest voter registration area under a constituency. And so this is the issue that we have been dealing with. And a number of people do think that KIMS kits will fail because there is no electricity. But we don't use electricity in these voting places. We use power bank. The kit itself has its own power. And then it has an extra power bank, which can take the kit up to about 12 hours. But again, as I said, there are some of the rumors that will be going around as to whether this KIMS kit can be hacked. And we say, no, the KIMS kit only requires internet when it is transmitting results. It is offline. It cannot be hacked. So what backup system have we as IEBC put in place in case of KIMS kit fails? IEBC currently has 55,100 KIMS kits, out of which 14,100 KIMS kits are brand new. Based on the current number of polling stations, which stands at 46,233, 6 supplementary KIMS kits will be provided as backup kits to serve each of the 1,450 county election wards. There will also be a power backup for every kit. Use of electronic voter verification and electronic voter identification systems have improved the process of identification of voter during elections since 2013. This technology ensures that only those voters whose biometric and alphanumeric details captured in the register of voters are allowed to vote. And therefore, this will only ensure that those that are meant to vote have voted, and therefore secures the integrity of the vote. Electronic voter identification system curbs impersonation and ensures that only those who register to vote at that particular polling station are allowed to vote. So what are the contingency measures have we put in place to address unforeseen situations? Section 44 introduced the use of technology that encompasses biometric and voter registration, electronic voter identification, and electronic transmission of results. Section 44A further introduced complementary mechanisms for identification of voters by providing that the complementary mechanism that encompasses the following. 1, the voter is at first instant identified biometrically at the polling station, and in the event the voter cannot be identified using their fingerprints due to missing fingers or the biometrics were not properly captured during registration, the presiding officer shall authorize use of complementary mechanisms that requires an alphanumeric search. Upon retrieval of the voter's details from the KIMS kit, the presiding officer shall authorize the verification of the voter using the presiding officer authorization password. The presiding officer shall fill the KIMS supervisor validation form. Under results transmission system, this has enhanced efficiency and transparency in the tallying of results at the tallying centers, as well as provide access of the election data to media and other stakeholders in real time through the public web portal. The Commission has an election results management framework that we have put in place that provides the workflow of results from the polling station to the constituency, National Tallying Center in accordance with Elections Act and regulations. The RTS does not capture, neither transmit any personal identifiable data, and the Commission protects the voters' data in accordance with the Data Protection Act of 2019. And this time, we have decided that after the Supreme Court had asked us what the result is, what do we consider as the result, we have Form 34A that is serialized and has security features. After the counting of the votes, the presiding officer will record the results on that physical form. After the results have been recorded, the presiding officer will take a picture, a photo of the result. And that form is the result. The photo is not the result. But it will be sent to the presiding officer to the RO in Nairobi at the tallying center, the National Tallying Center, and the Constituency Tallying Center. This is the role of technology in the transmission of results.
Kenya mbele.